My friends, the day is finally here. GWater 2 has finally been released to the public, and I am so excited to show you all what has changed. And even better, we even have a new map to test the new update on. This is the GWater Playground, and we're gonna go right into the menu. So if you guys don't know how to install GWater real quick, I will put as the first link in the description the video that Meetric uploaded, the creator, and he's going to guide you through the installation process. It's very easy. You just gotta download one executable. It's not a virus, I promise you. And other than that, subscribe to the add-on on the workshop and you'll be set. Also, make sure you're on Windows, and Linux has only half support, and Mac. Anyway, for me, the default key is G. Opening the menu, this is your pretty typical GWater affair. Now, I think it's funny that he does tell you to check the changelog, and there's nothing here. But of course, that's because this is the initial first public release, and anyone can download this. You do not have to subscribe to his Patreon, although I would recommend you do, because this dude has made some amazing things, the infinite map, y'all know. But besides that, we can go over some of the... sound parameters. Alright, you know what, hold up. We need to get this thing out. I'm not going to sit here and talk. Go into weapons, we have 3 new options. I mean, we always had the gun. Oh, that also looks new. Now guys, my surprise is fake. I'm just kidding. I have done like an hour of testing on this. I want to make sure I'm prepared to show you guys the new stuff and not be an idiot. This is the new advanced water gun. Now, by default, this is the one that you'd want to go with. I love the toyish model. Left click is going to let you shoot. Now don't worry, it's going to be laggy for the first time, but now there's no lag. And if you guys are new to GWater, if you haven't been following this journey that this amazing creator has been working on for a long time now, well, let's just say the add-on has come a long way and it looks incredible. GWater is a realistic fluid simulation mod that honestly kind of bends my mind with how it works in Source. Hold on a second, did I just hear something? That's right, the Mad Lad did it. Meetric added freaking sound. If you guys don't remember, in my last video or the video before that, one of my biggest requests is to have sound implemented. The other one, before it was implemented, was to have it interact with your character. And to swim. That is right, there's a lot of new things, guys, get ready. This is going to be a jam-packed video. Now, I don't want to make it too long, so I'm not going to yap too much. However, I do plan on making multiple videos, because there's so much to do here. There's this, there's that, there's this. Look at all this. Tons of fun stuff to play with, so let's get into it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and open this up because I do want to demonstrate, and this is perfect, the new swimming mechanic. That's right. We can swim in GWater now. That was a feature I really did want. And look at that. Look at how peaceful this is. Normally when you go into GWater, your character just kind of moves the water away, but now we can swim through it like an actual fluid in Garry's mod. A fluid, by the way, that you can delete in the press of a button. Tell me this is not black magic in Garry's mod right now. It's insane. There is truly nothing else I would want from this. Meetric has definitely outdone himself. The sounds sound great. We have interaction with the character. We have swimming. But that's not all. If you go into G and you go over into interactions, which I believe is a new tab, don't quote me on that. What is this? We have prop interaction. Now, there kind of already was some prop interaction. If you go ahead and like spawn a barrel in, like, it's going to move the water out of the way. But that is not what this feature is talking about. No, this feature is talking about the water moving the prop. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Alright, so by default, I find that it does move the prop, albeit not by much. Now, it's very important to note that the mass, the weight of the object is going to really play a part into how hard it is to move it. Right there, we saw it twitch. But it's safe to say that this simply isn't working, and let's go ahead and fix that. Because Meetric, as you know, has implemented a ton of different features you can adjust, and if you're ever scared to touch anything, don't be, because you can simply click on this reset button right here on every single option to go back to the default settings. Alright, let's go ahead and crank up that force multiplier, because we want this thing to really move. Let's try it now. And we're starting to get some movement. Although the funny thing is, it's moving towards us. Alright, now to be fair, Meetric does say that he uses some wonky math to get this around, so it's not super accurate. So let's go ahead and try a much lighter object. We also have an object with a much higher vertical surface area, which is going to make it easier to flip it over, acting almost as if it's a lever. Let's go ahead and see if it works. And look at that! Immersion. The world and GWater are not separate any longer. We can truly have the best of both worlds. Now the next option I want to talk about is the buoyancy, because that's right, objects can even float in GWater now, which again, normally it would just sink to the bottom and almost have like a barrier around it, deflecting. It was almost GWater hydrophobic, if you will. Alright, we got this pool nice and filled up. Let's go ahead and drop something that is remotely buoyant. And by the way, if you want to fix that freak out thing the props do, don't worry, we have force dampening. This is going to help it to where the props aren't going to be bouncing around all over the place. Let's go ahead and put in a barrel. Isn't that cool? The way it just lightly falls down. And even the bubbles that come out of it too. So I went ahead and cranked up the force buoyancy all the way. Now when we go ahead and drop it in, check it out. We got some floating action. That is so amazing. Now, probably not a good idea to stand on this. Oh, we are weighing it. Oh, this is so cool. We are sinking with it. Now, if you guys want to know why it's a little disorienting, well, for one, you'd be surprised with how weird it looks when water's diffracting light all over the place. But I do wonder if maybe things can change if we adjust the particle size. Already, we've gone over some of the big changes, though. Some of the things that I, myself, am very excited about. But let's talk more about the advanced water gun, because there's been some changes. You can press right click now, and you can even adjust some settings right here with the weapon. So we can adjust the particle velocity. The cool thing is the rings will indicate the change happening in real time, which is going to help you get a good idea of what's really going on. Now, of course, increasing the particle velocity is going to make it to where the water droplets shoot a lot farther. As you can tell, if we go ahead and crank this down, now they're limp. Yeah. You can also increase the maximum distance, which of course is going to make it to where the water droplets can go even further, and this works really well in conjunction with the velocity option. We can also adjust the particle spread, which is really going to change the crosshair a bit, and this is going to make it to where the spread of the particles is even further apart, and this looks really cool. Oh my god, this is so awesome. We can like make it rain, actually. We can also adjust the different shooting modes. We have a circle mode and a square mode. Pick your poison, but either way you're going to be getting GWater everywhere. Now in order to show off the last option, we're going to need to really spawn in some GWater. So we got the maximum 100,000 particles, I assume is what it means. Alright, and it's just so cool. The sound, the way it pushes through all the different obstacles in the map. I am a huge physics nut, so this is just blowing my mind. But now that we do have a nice amount of GWater, let's go ahead and use Part the Seas. You can simply raise your hand, or in this case, press left click on your mouse, and all the GWater in the area will move violently out of the way. And the effects that you get from this are nothing short of jaw-dropping. It truly is a fun way to interact with GWater. It's also probably gonna make you lag like hell. Going back into the settings real quick, we're gonna go over some of the other things. You can of course adjust the sound if you wanna do that. Really cool to have that. You can of course change the color of your GWater, and if you like presets, we got presets too, like acid, blood, glue, and these do have specific properties that are different than what you might think GWater could do. I'm going to save these for a separate video because I would love to go in depth in each of those presets. Interactions obviously is going to let you change the way that GWater interacts with not only props, but yourself as well. And you can see we have swim speed, friction, buoyancy, all this cool stuff. Tons of things to change. We also have performance options. For people who may not be getting the best performance, you do need a fairly high-end PC to run a lot of GWater particles, so do be mindful of that. So it's great that we do have options. We also have some menu settings. Now there is an animation that is turned off by default, but it does have that nice fade-in effect. I am a big fan of that. And there's naturally sounds, but I went ahead and turned them off because, well, That would be really annoying in a video, so if you like them, keep them on, but for the video, I'm gonna keep them off. And that's pretty much it. There's still, like I said, a ton of new things, all these new entities, and I'm not just gonna talk about it, I am gonna show off maybe one or two, because you know what, why not? Let's go over the force field. Now the cool thing about these is you do get to customize the properties of them. By simply holding C and then right clicking, you can adjust the strength, the radius, and a few other things. You even have some new modes. Now what this is going to do is it's going to kind of pull all the GWater into a hemisphere style shape. And you can imagine the kind of fun you can have with this, because yes, you can pick up this thing with the fizz gun and just kind of do whatever you want. It really is a lot of fun to mess with. But also guys, I really did want to show off some of the amazing, I guess, attractions in a way on this map. Some really fun things you can test GWater with, and if any GWater does end up kind of going everywhere, don't worry, we even have some drains installed. And these drains are going to lead into a center canal, I guess, that ends up going all the way down here, and it's so cool to see this in action. It really is something. It's all going to pull up behind this door, and then you have a way to open this door, but also we go into a massive new room with a ton of other toys to mess around with. Expect this map to come back in future GWater videos, of course, because I want to really have fun with this. But back to the matter at hand, we're going to use the typical GWater gun, and let's go ahead and open up this window, see what this thing does in the first place. It's kind of like a Ferris wheel, and of course, you know, you can just shoot some GWater at it, see what happens. I assume some of the water is going to pool up into the tanks, and you get to watch as the water slowly falls out of the tank. Now, I will say it's probably a lot more enjoyable to actually fill some of the tanks up before you do it. Look at that, guys. Fluid physics. Over here, we have another contraption. I assume this thing moves up, or maybe it's a door that closes. Let's go ahead and, oh, I see now. So you can kind of pull out portions of the platform. This is obviously, oh my god, okay, we have a tank here we can fill up. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you think this is too slow, don't worry, we have something we can do about that. So in performance, you can adjust the particle limit. Now, 100,000 is simply not enough. And I would even bother to go beyond this, if Meetric lets me. Let's go ahead and accept it. You will get a warning, because apparently this can be really demanding, which can't imagine why. Alright, I might have spawned in a little too much. Anyway, the point of this is you spawn a bunch of water up there, and then you get to watch this beautiful waterfall. And if you want to see the water travel even further, you can open up certain passages and see the way that the water interacts. Honestly, props to the person who made this map. Having the creativity to come up with all these crazy water experiments, I think it's incredible. Alright, so I probably wasn't that accurate with my water application, but we have a water tower, and you can see there's a hole at the bottom, and yeah, water's leaking, but get this. These are destructible, and you can destroy these little wood stoppers, or plugs if you will, and now we can see water come out from even more angles, and we can see the difference in pressure. Once the water does go below that hole, obviously we're not going to get any more water, and that's probably going to end up going over this ledge here soon, but hey, we got this drain. Alright, I could sit here and go through every single one of these. I probably will eventually, but I think this video is probably going to be long enough. I hope you guys look forward to the future videos. I won't be rehashing stuff. I'm not just going to do it for content, of course. I'm only going to be talking about new things or exciting ways to use GWater that I haven't done in a video before. But let me know what you guys think down below. Also, I increased the FPS of the GWater simulation. Kind of want to see what that looks like. It's normally set to 60, but this is at 120. And that looks buttery smooth. You know what's funny is you guys won't even be able to see because the video is going to be at 60 FPS. Do you love GWater? Do you hate it? Love to hear your thoughts down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to. If you do want to suggest a mod, you can do so by going into my Discord. Use code NecrosVideos to save 20% off your next G Fuel order. Guys, thank you all so much for watching this until the end. I'll see you in the next video. And until next time, farewell.